Hey YouTube, this is Nashtaters. Welcome back to another episode of War of the Visions. So today, for Friday Free Thinking, I really want to bring in a topic that I feel like we've been sort of anticipating for a while now, and I think is actually starting to come to fruition. So, without further ado, let's get into this topic at hand for Friday Free Thinking. Now, for a long time, we've been reviewing units. We've been talking about should you save or should you summon. We've been talking about planning for future units. We've been talking about, oh, not every unit is bad in this game because every unit, technically speaking, have some sort of place in a content specific design for them, perhaps. And most of the time, it's about PvE content. For those of you obviously don't know what PvE is player versus environment, or in other words, you're simply fighting against a computer. Now, Porcelain Tower is basically the apex of PvE content, because the last few floors are pretty challenging. And in fact, the way that Porcelain Tower is designed is challenging to you to build as many units as possible, perhaps, and trying to come up with the best strategies in terms of completing those floors. The other way to do it, obviously, is to wait for the reset every single day, so you have a brand new army to work with, and you can try to kind of steamroll, or as they like to call it, zerg through the Porcelain Tower. Now, one important aspect about the Porcelain Tower I personally noticed is the fact that there are floors, especially towards the last 5, have pretty much single elements. Now, this has been discussed in terms of the game is going to force you in a way to bring in an entire team of the same element. Well, here we have it. Now, I've already tried to conquer this Porcelain Tower with my main account, and now I'm working on it with my free-to-play account. So here's the thing. I've already noticed a humongous difference in terms of if you bring elements of the opposing ones. Now, in the first go around in Porcelain Tower, people put out guides about how, oh, you should always bring the proper element for specific floors. But the thing was, in the first go around, most of the floors that were using single elements were super easy. In fact, you didn't even have to bring any type of quote-unquote opposing elements. All you had to do is bring your strongest 5 units and you can just kind of destroy it. And later on, in the final few floors of the first time, by the way, it only went up to 20 floors. So the last few floors, they were all like spread all over the place. And if you kind of take a look at the 30th floor, it's about the same, where everything is spread out all over the place in terms of elements. But 29, 28, and 27, and even 26, they were all the same elements. And when I destroyed 26, I used, I think, 2 elements of ice, and they pretty much alone could have soloed it, to be honest with you. 27 was a little bit more challenging. I had to kind of rely on some sort of strategy to defeat. And then 28, it's all water. And these guys hit pretty hard, mind you. So my Orlando probably with one support unit hitting somewhere in the corner where they don't have access to that unit, you know, the enemies, probably, honestly, Orlando can solo this entire floor. Crazy, right? If you're thinking about building units, you want to kind of start looking at it from this perspective. When you go to your unit box, you want to kind of start clicking it from the element perspective, because this is a good way for you to feel what the future is going to be like. And I know not every encounter we're going to be facing later on are going to be in that format, but this is a good way to start working horizontally. We've been talking about working units vertically for a long time now. When you're talking about working vertically, realistically speaking, we're only talking about clearing content that's really PvP, right? For Guild Wars, maybe you want to work on 9 to 12 units, so you can like switch out between the defenses every single day. But that takes a lot of work because you have to kind of work with your guild mates. And every single day planning this out could be tedious for over a long period of time. But for your own personal sake, my suggestion is get started with 3 solid units and then work in multiples of 3. So that way you can kind of interchange your units in defense. In terms of arena, unfortunately, it boils down to flavors of the week. Because when you have a unit that the game likes to give you bonuses, you want to bring those units ideally. And that's kind of where the Krakens and the Whales and the Heavy Spenders, mind you, will definitely have a humongous advantage. For most of us, even if we're spenders of light sorts, you want to kind of go along with the flow, right? Maybe for Monday through Thursday, you want to bring in that one unit that gives you the most number of bonus. But towards later in the week, when the enemies and the opponents are much more challenging, you have to unfortunately resort to your strongest units possible. And even then, you're only seeking out enemy defenses in which you have a much stronger advantage against. So, that being all said, the heavy concentration of why you're building units horizontally will mean you're trying to take down challenges in the PvE genre. Now, here's the thing. Porcelain Tower you can simply defeat without actually having to rely on all elements of the same group for a specific unit team. For, like a whole squad of it. Like for example, right here, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Potentially, I have 5 units that I can bring forth from the dark team. But the thing is, I lack a healer. And obviously, there isn't any. So, realistically speaking, until the moment where we're given options in which we have many of the classes covered for each specific element, we're not going to have the luxury of doing it all. Now, obviously, for the other ones, it's going to be a little bit different. For example, for a light team, it's mostly healers and tanks. And then of course, you have a few damagers here and there. So by far, Dark is the most non-diverse, right? It's very kind of like throw your all eggs in one basket type of team. They're all like just damage dealers. And of course, if you go down all the different elements, it's more balanced, right? You have damage, you have heals, you have tanks for the majority of the elements here. So if you're thinking about what element should you be working on next, perhaps this is something you need to start thinking about. Maybe you need to start kind of tackling the individual elements and see perhaps you need an attacker, perhaps you need a damage dealer for that class, perhaps you need a tank. My suggestion is get a tank, get a supporting unit for every single element if possible, and then build horizontally by adding in more damage dealers, because every unit in this game can do damage. Some obviously can deal way more than others. But when you're given the elemental advantage, that's 25% extra damage regardless. We kind of just use this full recover thing and then just kind of blast through it. But this one, I noticed there's a humongous advantage if you use the opposing elements. So, is this a foreshadowing of the future? I think it is. We already seen that little Leela and Halloween Ryu, right? And they're bringing in new things on their master abilities. The ability to give their elements, their friendly elements on that team, on their squad, bonus material, right? Bonus stats. So 10% to all, say, wind units when you bring Halloween Little Leela. See, that's already sort of foreshadowing what's coming in the future. But I feel like the game is already giving us the future, at least a taste of it. Alright, I think that's all the time for this video, but I would like to end it with some summons because I did beat most of the floors on Porcelain Tower, so why not do it with the summons, right? I got 2 of these 10x bonuses, and then I'm going to go ahead and pull another 10 times. Now this, by the way, is I love WOTV, meaning that I'm only going to work on MR or less units. So that being said, any URs, unless they are going to finish off the current 3 URs that I'm trying to finish off, I'm not really going to worry too much about. So without further ado, let's summon. Everybody loves summoning videos, by the way. I love summoning videos too, because you get to see the good stuff that's happening to people, and sometimes you get to see what's bad stuff that's happening to people. So we're already having a good start. This is gonna be well, don't fret, it has happened. Wait a second, wait. Wait, I don't have Ravi on this? Oh wow, okay, I can actually start building her then. I almost hit the skip button, you see that? Unreaching affection. Okay, that's the first time I got that. So this is already looking like a pretty solid one. I think everything here in terms of rare and SRs are all going to be repeats for me. This one at least will be a... Wow, see? Well, you guys saw that, right? It was gold. It was gold, and now... What do I want? I would love to have Fenrir. Nope. Secrets of the Heart. Okay, fair enough, fair enough. Anytime you get duplicates, it's always good, right? You can't complain from this moment on because it's a potential of getting your UR things stronger. UR vision cards stronger. So let's get some vision cards right here. Vision cards? No, looks like we might be getting a new unit potentially. Not too shabby though, not too shabby. All right. Bob Love. I think I'm down. I think I'm done with Bob Love. Fleeting tranquility. By the way, I hope you guys have a great week because this week, obviously, I love Lorelei. Lorelei is so cute, man. I wish I could build her, but she's kind of not very good. But maybe next Porcelain Tower. That'll be kind of nice. This week, basically, we've been celebrating my fiance's birthday week. Actually, technically speaking, we've been extending it to a month because she works a lot, and so we don't have the ability to celebrate every single day. But yesterday, she did her wish. She blew her candles on her cake, and so that was that. Miranda, great. Miranda was very good for the Porcelain Tower on my main account. Like, she almost sold that entire floor with fire. She's that strong. It's just, I mean, she just wasn't strong enough to complete that floor on one go, unfortunately for me. So let's do 10 more. Looking for more MRs. I'm really looking for more Lorenzo. Lorenzo hasn't really shined in this specific porcelain map because he's just not fully built. Okay, good. We got a UR. I love seeing UR vision cards here. So obviously I'm hoping for a Fenrir. Because I don't think I have Fenrir on this account. I didn't pull for him because I felt like I didn't really need him. But I could definitely use it now for some extra. And by the way, I used a lot of resistance vision cards instead of going for like offensive. That really helped out a lot. Horse First Division, great card by the way, great card. Okay, so something new. Okay, great. So that kind of ended the Monday through Friday routine for me. And I hope you guys have a great weekend. That's all the time for this video. I want to thank y'all for watching. I want to thank y'all for the continued support. And let me guys know what you guys think, right? Do you guys feel like this is in fact going to be the future of many challenges in the future and many like content in the future that they're going to bring us, forcing us, not necessarily forcing us, but giving us the option to select a team of the same, element, like an entire squad. Therefore, you have a much higher advantage towards the enemy opponents, the enemy defenses, what have you. Yeah, let me know what you guys think. Let's get this discussion Let's get this discussion going, right? I hope you guys have a great weekend. Remember, time's your most valuable resource. Spend it wisely. As always, take care of yourself and all your loved ones. Nashtaters and his family out of here. Peace.